Hey guys, we're here with Adam McArthur from Star versus the Forces of Evil. Adam, Star came out of nowhere and was this amazing hit. You are an award-winning voice actor for this show. What was it like to be on this show that immediately resonated with fans?
Gosh, you know, I think Star was an anomaly because it was we saw this like imperfect princess. You know, normally the Disney princess, you get like the classic Disney princess, but Star was like this rebel who got into trouble and like, I don't know, I just think there was something really fun and relatable about that. And then, you know, like the crew of the show, the writers and Darren who created the show, they didn't really hold back. We kind of just like went full force into throwing them into different dimensions and stories, and of course people immediately wanted Star and Marco to get together and like all this stuff, so you have like the fans who shipped the two characters, and then you got to see it. I think there was a lot of reasons, but ultimately I think people just really related to the characters. Yeah.
As you're going through the show and you don't know what the writers are coming up with, did you think there was ever a point where like, no, this is too weird? No, they won't ever have a floating unicorn head as her best friend. That's too weird. It won't go there.
Well, it's interesting. So when you first get on a show like Star, that is kind of, there's a lot of style to it. I mean, it's very much a visual show. What I'm getting at is when I read the script, I'm like, what the heck? Like, what? And until you see it, until the episodes started coming out, which wasn't until like a year or so into me recording, until I could see, I mean, even animatics, I got a little bit of a vibe, but until I could start seeing some stuff, it was like, what is this? Is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be fun? You know, is this gonna be funny? A lot of the humor is very visual, so getting a chance to see like animatics and stuff like that made a huge difference, yeah.
When you finally did get to see it, did that change how you approached Marco when you were recording it?
I don't think that it changed, because I think from the very beginning, Darren had a very clear idea of what she wanted, and Kelly Ward, who voice directed the series, helped facilitate that really nicely. Right. And so I think, like, if you go back and watch seasons 1 through 4, I still think they're consistent characters. But it definitely made my job a lot easier. I mean, by season 2, middle of season 2 even, I felt like it just like, I know this guy. And Marco and I are so similar anyway, a lot of it made sense, but having gone through season 1 and seeing that, once we were in season 2, we were just like cranking, yeah.
Now, you say you and Marco are very similar. You are no stranger to the martial arts yourself.
That's correct.
When you're in the booth recording the fight scenes, because Marco loves, you know, he's a very reluctant partner at first. But
he's a reluctant butt kicker.
Yes.
Yes.
But he's good at it. So when you're in the studio, how physical are you getting?
Oh, I'm kicking crew. I'm kicking the engineers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually a very physical voice actor, so I don't ever sit down when I'm recording. I'm standing up. If there are, you know, fight scenes and whatnot, like I'm actually like moving around and stuff. I think it brings a lot to the performance. I mean, ultimately, a lot of people say voice acting, but it's acting. So, you know, you want the performance to be as real as possible. So when Marco's getting hit in the gut, like I want it to seem like I'm getting hit in the gut. So I'm not just doing it with my mouth. It's
right.
I get my whole body into it. Yeah.
Last year at the Star panel, you exhibited some of your prowess by breaking a block.
Yeah. I wanted to shock some people.
Do you think the audience really understood that you had that ability?
No. No, that's exactly why I wanted to do it. I wanted to give them. Okay, I like to do things that are like both me and Marco, and I think that kind of stuff translates really nicely to fans, because ultimately, when we watch shows and stuff and we're fans of actors, we're really, I would argue, more fans of their characters.
Yeah. And
so we like actors because we like their characters. And that's totally fine. That's awesome. But in this case, because I have so much in common with Marco, I think it's nice to show that there are similarities, and that, you know, maybe the thing that they like about Marco, I also have the same quality. So yeah, and also, you know, I don't necessarily look like a guy who could just like shred some bricks, but I wanted to bring him up on stage and shock everybody. So I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Helicopter.
They're gonna land on the roof. I have a ride in about 20 minutes. So I gotta get
Repeller.
Yeah, exactly.
The show is coming to its end.
Yeah.
And the fans were rabid. It got pulled from Disney XD back over to Disney Channel. You know, kind of like almost a grand send off.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, does the show end in a good spot, or do you feel like, oh, we still have so many more stories to tell? What's your take on this final chapter of the show?
I think the answer to that question is both. I think we ended in an amazing spot. I think where Star ends up is very satisfying, but I also think when you get to that point, you're like, wow, wait a second. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's been out for a little bit. So can I spoil something? Can I spoil the ending? Okay. So Earth and Muni collide and become one new place. And that in and of itself, these two dimensions have collided, lend itself to crazy new stories. We could even fast forward 10 years. We could see where Star and Marco are at that time. So there's a lot of stuff, you know, that we could still explore. But I do think that everything that we had seen that led up to that point resolved really nicely. And what's crazy is the fan response to the show ending has been insane. You know, everyone gets on change.org and signing petitions these days, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, for a show that was on XD, and yes, it switched to channel and at the end, but you know, we started on XD, which has not a super huge subscriber base. There's over 105,000 signatures on this petition, which is mind-blowing. And you know, who knows? So maybe at some point we'll see him again. A Disney Plus movie
Disney
or
Plus
something.
Movie,
yeah. Who knows?
I see a trilogy of movies.
Oh yes, I like that. Yeah.
Everything's in trilogies.
I like employment. Yes. Yes.
Speaking of employment,
yes.
What? So for fans of Adam Marco.
Yes, I like it.
Where can people see you in the coming? I know with voice actor work, it's often like you can't say stuff because it's so far in advance. But any hints as to what you're doing?
Yeah. So I just worked on another Disney show that's on currently. I don't know if I can say what it is yet. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce what it is, but it's already airing. If you just watch Disney, it narrows it down. So I just worked on on that show. There's a show called Salem, which is an independently produced animated series produced by a guy named Randy Abrams, who's Swampy Marsh is attached to it. The creator's name is Sammy Sawyer. She's phenomenal. She is pitching the show while actively producing the show by raising funds on her own. So it's independently produced.
Oh, wow.
And it's really a kind of a testament to the ability to create things these days.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome show, and it's already got a Discord page, and like, you know, fans of Star are going crazy for it because there's it's a similarly toned show.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. I'm also still the voice of Disney XD, so you can just flip on Disney XD and hear me tell you what's coming up next if you want, which is a lot of fun. And then, of course, video games, but you know, those come out like in 20 years. So.
Yeah.
So
you've recorded 14.
Yeah.
But they're going to be for PS6.
Everyone's using this Face app right now, you know, where they're like turning themselves old and posting it on social media. That's actually what I'll look like when all these video games start coming out that I've done. So, you know, just, yeah.
Wait for that to go by again. What, are we in the flight path or something?
They're waiting for me. I'm sorry.
They're just circling.
Yeah.
How is that, though, like turning on Disney XD and it's just like, voice of the network, what's coming up next, and it's you, and
it's weird. It's always weird, not in a bad way. Like, I'm not the kind of person who is like, oh, I can't listen to my voice. Like, it just doesn't sound like me. It's more, for me, it's more of a like, it would be as if my best friend was doing all of these things and I was watching him and I'm like, dude, that's so cool. And then I'm like, wait, oh, that was me. Oh, cool. And it's not a bragging thing. It's just like, I just still can't believe it,
right.
You know? So yeah, people ask me all the time, did you watch Star? I'm like, yeah, I watched every episode. They're like, isn't it weird hearing your voice? I'm like, no, I'm watching Marco. It's different to me, at least. I don't know. It's fun. Yeah, I like watching it all.
Now here's dream role. Front of the camera, behind the camera. What?
Ooh.
If there's anything you could do, whether it's Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars. If there was anything you could do, what would it be?
If I could do a buddy cop movie with Jackie Chan, that would be it. That would be the dream role. And it doesn't have to be a remake of Rush Hour. We don't have to remake the classics. We don't have to remake Gold, you know? But if I could be in a movie, it doesn't have to even be a buddy cop. If I could be in a movie with Jackie Chan, that would be like awesome. I would like to do some action. I think it would be a lot of fun. If we're talking strictly voiceover, I think being a Ninja Turtle at some point would be pretty awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, guys, Adam McArthur, Marco, where can they follow you? Social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. So Instagram, you can find me at NinjaMac, NinjaAmac, and Twitter is @_ don't forget the underscore, Adam N.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
With us.
Appreciate it.
Star was an amazing show. Sad to see it.
Thank you. I know. Maybe it'll come back. I don't know. Woo.
Trilogy.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Much,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you. We'll see ya.